Thank you. I also want to welcome the Minister here and say that his presence, as has been alluded to earlier, is indicative of the seriousness with which the Government takes this matter, and should. I want personally very strongly to welcome John Finucane MP here tonight to the gallery. I had the privilege, indeed in the company of Senator O'Donnell, of meeting John previously in Belfast, and we had a very, very good meeting. On that occasion, he was then Lord Mayor of Belfast, and so it's a great pleasure to have him back here and that he's here in the Oireachtas tonight. And I just want, with others, to acknowledge the trauma and the pain and the suffering that the Finucane family have gone through for the 30 years since the murder of their father. It's been a horror story for Geraldine and the family, and that merits acknowledgement at the very outset. I'm also happy to acknowledge, as somebody who is a member of the Parliamentary Assembly, the involvement of the Council of Ministers of the Council of Europe and their commitment to this. And indeed, Senator Gavin is a member of that Assembly also, and we will be reinforcing that at any available opportunity. Collusion has already been established by the De Silva report and is widely acknowledged, and in fact Prime Minister Cameron at the time apologised, so that's on the record at this stage. But it's a shocking story, and it should not have gone on so long. Now, the Government has a long-standing support for the Finucane family. We're clearly in favour of an independent public inquiry. It's provided for under the Western Park Agreement reached by the UK and the Irish Government, in line with the European Court of Human Rights obligation. And that Western Park Agreement took place in 2001. And we did respond, as the Minister said, with our Smithwick inquiry. And it's a shame that the same reciprocation and same honour didn't exist on the other side, but let's hope that that will alter before the month's end. The Minister our Minister here met with the Finucane family on the 4th of November, and the Taoiseach met them on the 23rd. In February 2019, the UK Supreme Court found that the Finucane's widow Geraldine had, and I quote, legitimate expectation that an independent inquiry into her husband's murder would be held. The Supreme Court found that De Silva inquiry had not been an Article 2, that's Article 2 of the European Court of Human Rights, had not been compliant inquiry because it could not compel witnesses and it could not investigate witnesses, if you like, or cross-question properly witnesses to investigate the veracity of what they'd been saying. And there was a critical witness excluded from that inquiry. In January 2020, Geraldine Finucane was granted leave by the Belfast High Court to seek a judicial review. In the course of the judicial review proceedings on the 12th of October 2020, legal counsel for the Secretary of State, Brandon Lewis, said he had a commitment to reach a decision on or before the 30th of November, and let's hope that that will be honoured. He actually offered an apology to Ms Finucane for the delay, and, as we said, and admitted obviously to the collusion. John Finucane MP, who is with us tonight, has actually acknowledged publicly the Government's support here. And what's a very sinister aspect of this, and I make reference to, is the blackening and the various smears on the name of Pat Finucane, to add to the pain of the family since his murder. It's relevant to say publicly that 4 parties, please alert me, I think I have so little time here, I just want my colleague to be sure she gets her time. 4 parties are united in this endeavour in the North to have the matter resolved. That's Sinn Féin, the SDLP Alliance and the Greens. And we'll have a spokesperson for the Greens very shortly here, but so they have also signed on. So that's a very, very relevant and significant that it is that level of support. And I suppose in conclusion, all one can say is that the murder of an eminent civil rights lawyer in front of his family was a horror beyond an unspeakable horror, and that horror at least merits an independent a public inquiry now to give the family some truth and some consolation. And I'm very proud that it has the support of all the parties, and my party will be supporting this motion tonight, and indeed I commend the movers of the motion.
Thank you,